I know it's not until Sunday, but I'm not going to make you wait until Monday and do it afterwards. Are you kidding? All together now. Ow! Hi, everybody. Thomas Miller on the Fun Astrology Podcast. If you're just tuning in, we do that every time there's a full moon, and there is one this Sunday. We'll talk about that in a minute. I did not want to leave you stranded with the ow. We got to get that in there. So there you go. And I wanted to thank Kristen and Robert for their contributions this week. That was fun. Some of you said you liked what you heard, so that's great. We'll do some more. But we have a busy next 3 days ahead of us to cover together. So let's put our roller skates on and get going. First of all, today the moon moves into Capricorn. That actually has probably already happened by the time you're hearing this. 4:13 a.m. Eastern, the moon enters Capricorn, and that sets up Sunday's full moon. We'll talk about the full moon. It's a late degree Capricorn, 29 degrees 9 minutes on Sunday morning early. So Saturn has a big seat at the table all weekend. Let me tell you, I've been working on a book that I'm getting ready to put out that is so much fun. It's on speed manifesting, and I am having a blast with it, but it has been consuming my days. So I haven't looked around at a lot else outside what we do here on the podcasts. But I did take a look at something that I think you'll be interested in if you want to hear about this, and some of you may not, so that's why I'm segregating it. I'm going to do an episode that is just focused on the chart of when the things transpired on Saturday evening in Butler, Pennsylvania, using some things from Mark Edmund Jones' Horary Astrology that was published first, I think, back in the 70s, 50 years ago. 50 years ago that are descriptive of what happened Saturday, particularly Pluto, Saturn, and Neptune. Where were they in the chart? If you have no interest and that kind of stuff triggers you either way, then I would say just take a pass. It's totally not relevant, but if you are interested and want to pick up some astrology learning from it, well, we can do that together for a few minutes on Sunday. The reason I was checking it out, looking to see, because the moon leaves Capricorn right after that, but goes into also Saturn-ruled Aquarius. And I was wondering, okay, if I did this, who all's going to get really, really PO'd? But I guess it's like, that's on you. I'm just going to report what's in the sky and tie a couple of threads together. People ask, what political affiliation do I have? My affiliation has been whatever that chart is indicating. I am serious. I am like, that's it. Look at the chart. All right, tomorrow, Saturday, we have Mars entering Gemini. Kristen talked about that yesterday. I love that she pointed out that we have to be careful with our communication. See, that's why I was kind of putting this together. I'm like, should I really do this? Well, yeah. I mean, everybody's divided anyway, and that's the thing about Gemini. It's a divided sign. Look at the glyph. It's the Roman numeral 2. It's twins. It's two things. It's here and there at the same time. It certainly is indicative of the political division in the world right now. It's not just the United States, it's everywhere. In the United States Sibley chart, it's in the 7th house, and that can indicate war. We have a big solar arc aspect coming up for the United States in the fall, right around election time, when Saturn, solar arc Saturn, in the United States Sibley chart, directly conjoins United States natal Mars, which is in the 7th house. This is the aspect that Robert Glasscock in 2017, conducting a solar arc class for Kepler College, when solar arc Saturn sits right on top of natal Sibley chart Mars, he discussed the division in the country and even the possibility of civil war. This was 3 years, 2 years at least, before that term ever appeared in any kind of dialogue. And now look at us. Well, that's in November. Between now and then, in fact, if you want the exact date, you can remember the United States Mars is at 21 degrees, and on 21 August, transiting Mars will be on top of U.S. natal Mars, almost like it's waking it up, as though it needs it. But if you want to play the high timeline side of that, between now and September 4th, great time to move forward projects like what I'm doing with this book, or maybe you're doing something online, some type of communication, some type of learning, some type of teaching, some type of family connection. All of that could be included between now and early September in this Mars transit on the high side. Now, Sunday, boy, we're running out of time. Sunday, the 21st at 6:17 in the morning is the full moon. There has been a lot of talk around this full moon online, particularly because it is ruled by Saturn. Then just an hour and a half after, the moon enters Aquarius, where Pluto is sitting right there. So you have a Saturn-ruled full moon right on the cusp between the two signs ruled by Saturn. And of course, I'm talking about the original Chaldean rulership there of Aquarius, fully recognizing that Uranus also rules Aquarius. But Saturday night, set your clock or watch or alert to go out and check out the big bright full moon on Saturday night. Then Sunday evening from 4:43 p.m. all the way basically up until midnight, we have 4 planetary aspects of note. We can't give all of these their due here because of time, but 4:43, Venus sextiles Jupiter, the two benefics in a good relationship. If you have a love in your life, Sunday night would be a great date night. In fact, Sunday afternoon on would be just a time to spend with your love in doing whatever you come up with. And if something erotic is involved, all the better. That just has love written all over it. Then at 6:20, Mercury squares Uranus. Have we not had a Uranian theme all week? Man, it has been like jittery, jumpy, and crazy all week, hasn't it? Have you felt it? I put a post on our Facebook group asking if people's pets have been acting erratic, and a lot of people said that they have been. 11:25 Sunday night, the Sun, which is still in Cancer, trines Neptune in Pisces. Neptune's position and influence is something we'll talk about on Sunday. But this, for us high timeline folks, has some really good spiritual juice to it that you can play with from now on all the way through the weekend. The Sun, you, in Cancer, ruled by the Moon, intuition, is in a positive, loving, wonderful relationship with the connection to the home office. The planet of dreams and the thinner veil, visions, manifestations, that's all weekend for you. And then it all caps off with Mars again, also in a positive relationship, this time with the planet of transformation, death and rebirth, Pluto. So if you put those two together, this would be a really nice 3 days to work on transforming things in your life, basically. And I mean, you could do some really deep, miraculous, life-changing, transformational work. And remember, one of the things we said about this Mars-Uranus conjunction that happened on Monday, in addition to the cray-cray, is the veil is thinner. Perceptions are more intense, I think. You can tune in a lot better right now. So that covers us through the weekend. I'll be back tomorrow with Merriman and then this special report on Sunday, and I will see you there, and I'll see you back here again on Monday. Thanks so much for listening. I'm giving you lots of love. Big hug. Mwah. Have a good one. Bye-bye.